everybody, it's Erica Galinas from the Mike McCaddy team at Century 21 Affiliated here with your monthly-ish market update for October and November 2019 for Lowell, Indiana. Pulled a couple things. Things haven't changed all that much, just the basic numbers. So in October, we sold 35 units of real estate, and like I always say, this is from the smallest condo to the biggest mansion. 35 units for a total of $7.7 million in the month of October. Average sales price about $221,000, down about $9,000 from September. That's not a very big difference. I mean, we're selling, we have houses, I'm going to talk about this, from 1870 all the way to ones that haven't been built yet. So a $9,000, change in there doesn't make that much of a difference. Nice, stable market. Average days on market, 58 days. Again, nice round number, not too long, not too short. So again, nice, stable market here. November, 27 units of real estate sold for a total of $6.4 million. The average was actually $239,000, which is a jump up of about $18,000 in the month of November. We're going to talk about, we have a lot of new construction in town, and sometimes the way those close get, kind of staggered. Regular house, you're looking at, 30 to 60 days. With new construction, you're looking at, sometimes 4 to 6 months because you got to buy it, dig the hole, and the whole thing. So average days on market is about 73 days. And just a glimpse at the numbers, that 18,000 plus, a lot of that came from some of those new constructions closing. So, we went down 9, we went up 18. Again, because of the factors we have in the market right now, that's actually a nice, stable number. A couple interesting things about what we've sold in those 2 months. Our average sales to list price in the town of Lowell, again, this is average, all kinds of property. Sales to list price, meaning you list it for $100,000, you sell it for $90,000, you're at 90% of sales to list price. We are at 97.9% of our list to sales price. So, for every $100,000 that's being listed, it's selling at $97,900, which is close. I think the last national average I read about from the National Association of Realtors was something like 93% or something like that. So the Lowell market is absolutely kicking butt right now at 97.9% of sales to list price. The other thing that I pulled up that was kind of interesting to me, I've worked in Lowell. I'm starting my 8th year next year. I've been here a long time, done a lot of business in town. Nothing in the months of October and November sold for less than $100,000. The way the Lowell market is, we have a lot of different kind of property. We have brand new houses that are 5 bedrooms and $400,000 on 3 acres. We have little tiny condos here in town. We have older stuff. We're in the whole gamut. Nothing in the past 2 months has sold for less than $100,000. To me, that is pretty significant in terms of how the market has changed from 3 years ago, from 5 years ago. It was, I don't want to say easy, but it was common to be able to find property here in town, decent regular house, not the fanciest house, not the biggest house, but, 2 or 3 bedroom, with a lawn. You could sometimes find those relatively commonly for, $90,000, something like that, depending on the area of town and the age of the house. Nothing in town sold for less than $100,000. Active listing-wise, there's 4 houses that are listed right now under $100,000. All the rest are over $100,000. Like I said, I think that's significant just based on my experience here in this market. It's been a number of years, and I have not seen so many sell for so much as I have recently. So speaking of active listings, right now we have 92 active listings in town of all kinds. 46 of those are new construction. So about 50-50 brand new houses and 50%, just regular existing homes. We are one of the 2 communities in Lake County now that have the bulk of the new construction. We have Lowell, we have St. John. There's tons going on in St. John. Cedar Lake is, a close third, let's put it that way. But the room's been used up. There's nowhere to build in Munster. There's nowhere to build in Dyer. Most of Crown Point isn't being developed. I know there's a lot of land kind of in that St. John Township, south of 231. None of that seems to be being developed right now. Most of it is, like I said last time, they've announced Phase 2 of Beverly Estates. So far as I can tell, that is headed east from Southview. So Beverly Estates is that neighborhood behind like Walgreens and the senior citizens home right there, that little patch. And then Southview is the last street, the southmost street. They're basically heading east on Southview, past where it's built now, towards, Strax and the bowling alley and stuff like that. So that's not a huge plot of land. I don't know how big Phase 2 is, but that's where most of the Beverly Estates new stuff is going in. We still have all those Meadowbrook townhomes that are listed for sale, and they are selling. Brookwood and Castlewood, some kind of one-off, not really a big subdivision development, but they're building north of there. There's kind of that little spot in between town and Lake Dale. They're starting to build little houses there. And then north on Klein, so Heritage Falls, Freedom Springs, all those will continue to be developed. At some point, it'll probably meet up with Cedar Lake, and that'll all be neighborhoods. So hopefully before that starts, we'll have better roads and infrastructure and stuff like that, so we don't run into some kind of traffic problem. I didn't see anything really for sale, new construction-wise, with the exception of one like super custom thing that's not really a development, south of Belshaw. There does not seem to be any development going on down there, which is kind of surprising. I think part of it is that they want to fill in, like I said, that spot between Cedar Lake and Lowell. Part of it, I believe, has to do with city services. It's more expensive or unavailable to run town sewer, town water out that way. Part of it might be, we're getting close to Kankakee, so it might be more flood zone area. It may be a while before we see that area south of Belshaw developing. And by a while, it might be 10 years, 5 years at the earliest, let's say. 'Cause like I said, they got to build up all this stuff. Belshaw is still kind of south for those Illinois buyers. People might work downtown or work in Oak Lawn or something like that. It might be a little bit too far south for them. So it might actually be a while before they develop there. No promises, but if you're looking for a bunch of acreage and you want to stay close to Lowell, I would go south for sure because, like I said, I don't think it's going to develop anytime soon. Pendings. So these are ones that have gone under contract but haven't closed yet because they're waiting for financing or appraisals or whatever it is. 66 pending listings in Lowell right now. 30 of those are new construction. So as I said, with new construction, the pending period can be a lot longer because they got to, people buy them, nothing's happened yet, they got to get permits, dig a hole, put up the framing. So some of those take 4 to 6 months. So with 30 new construction out of 66 pending, that's less than half that are new construction, which means that, 33 of those are existing properties already. So ones that should be closing in that, 30 to 60 day window. Very good sign in terms of the housing stock. What we don't want to see is everybody buying new construction, nobody buying the existing stuff, the old stuff, whatever it is. With that 50-50 blend with the pendings with our active listings, and the closings, a little bit higher than 50-50, but not much, geared towards new. We are selling both kinds of houses, and that's actually really good because it keeps prices well supported on the existing structure sites. If you already own something that's built in 73 or something like that, you can still sell it for a good price, and new construction is not stalling. Because that's the other thing we want to avoid. We're going to build all these houses. Nobody wants to buy them for X reason. That's not happening. The only other thing that I thought was interesting, looking at these, like I just talked about, existing houses. So 16 of those active listings that we have right now are actually historical homes. They were built prior to 1940, I think is what the cutoff was, for my own personal preference. 2 of them, there's two really cute Victorians here in town. One's on Main Street, one is on Commercial. We drive by it every day. I'm sure you've seen the sign. Based on the pictures, they look beautiful inside. They did a really good job, maintaining the nice oak trim. You've got the high ceilings and all that kind of stuff. Very Victorian, romantic. There's some 20 stuff, not really deco. Deco didn't really hit here very much. But again, you have character in those kinds of homes that do not exist. No matter how nice new construction is, they're not building them like they used to in a lot of different ways. So if you or someone else is interested in a historical property, either one that's ready to go, one that needs to be restored, maybe direct them our way. Crown Point, Valpo obviously has some beautiful Victorians. We've all been on Court Street. We've all seen it. We have those here in Lowell, and they are solid. The structure's good. They built them out of the oak trees from the backyard. I mean, these are beautiful homes. If you know someone that's interested in that kind of historical charm, please absolutely send them my way. I'd be happy to show them what we have here in town. That's all I got for now. I know it's Christmas season. People aren't doing a lot of moving, but this is also a good time to plan for 2020. So if you do have any questions either about buying in the area or selling, I'm happy to help. Again, I'm always low pressure. Sit down for half an hour, kind of run through some numbers, and see if we can get you where you want to go in 2020. Call me, text me anytime, 219-765-2062. If it's easier, you prefer, you can always email me at hsbyerica. That stands for Home Sales by Erica, ERICA, @gmail.com. You can always, post a question below. You can also send me a direct message, wherever it is. I check those all the time, and I'm happy to help you out. So I hope everybody has a fantastic holiday, and good luck. Thanks. Bye-bye.